welcome to another of our videos. Now this week we are back to Nissans, but it won't be a Skyline that we will take a closer look at. No, it will be this, the S15 Nissan Silvia. Good, so here we go, and you have to know the Nissan Silvia, the previous two generations, the S13 and the S14, have been sold internationally, including in the US. Now the naming was of course a little bit different, so you might know it as, for example, the 240 SX. Now the S15 was only sold in Japan, Australia and New Zealand. So unfortunately it did not make its way to the shores of the United States, and it really is a shame yet again, because I have to say this is the top of the lot. Now, and you might already know this, the Silvias are very popular base cars for drifting. So there's a lot of drift builds and there's a lot of heavily modified Silvias going around, and even if they are not that heavily modified, a lot of them have been in crashes. Yeah, rear-wheel driven sports coupe and a turbo engine equals disaster in some cases, I guess. So it's really hard these days to come across a decent, clean, unmodified example. But this actually is one of those. Now just some more technicalities. So the basic models in Japan were the Spec R with the SR20D T-turbo engine, and then there was the Spec S with a naturally aspirated SR20. This is the Spec R, so it has the turbo, and I have to say this is a proper sports car. There's no way around it, it's just that. And as you know, we have a lot of love for the Skyline, but I have to say, these, the Skylines, came in a lot of different configurations. So there were of course sedans, there were coupes and so on, which of course was awesome because anybody could get a Skyline for his needs. But now this, the S chassis, was just pure sports coupe, and you have to love it for it. I mean, just look at these lines. This is a very fine looking sports car. Yeah. Honestly, it looks great, it's sporty, and has just the right amount of this aggressiveness present in its form. Okay, let's head inside. There we go. Now, inside, as you could expect, it's basically some pretty regular sports coupe stuff. Now, it does have seating for 4, so you could technically squish 2 passengers in the back. And yeah, all in all, as the driver, the position is awesome. It really does feel sporty. As you can see, the position is quite low, which is appropriate for a sports car. I have to say, I do love the Silvia detail around the glove box. It's just, yeah, it's really nice. And oh, interesting thing, the S15 came with, as you can see here, a 6-speed manual transmission, which is interesting because, for example, the R34 GTT only had a 5-speed. And yeah, so combine this with the 2-liter turbo engine, and this car really revs it up all the way to the red line. I mean, I think listening to the engine sound will do more than just words, so let's do this. There we are. And oh, I have to mention, this car has an aftermarket muffler on it, so it's not original, but I have to say it is a good sound, and it really is deep and strong. And then if you rev it up a bit, it is loud, it's sporty, it's aggressive, it's one of the better engine sounds I have ever heard in my life. I mean, definitely sounds amazing. Might be too loud if you live in a quiet neighborhood, but that's the price you pay. I mean, oh sorry, the gasoline smell just hit me, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's like paradise in here. So yeah, definitely awesome sports car, and I don't know if there's anything more to it. It's just perfect. Now let's just take a peek under the bonnet traditionally, and we will sum up the S15 Silvia in a moment. So. As always, please excuse me for a second. Oh yeah. And we're back. And as you can see, the engine bay is pretty neat on this car as well. There's the SR20. And I have to say, I mean, this has to be like one of the best Nissan engines over the years. I mean, it would probably be right up there behind the RB26. Yeah, maybe even it could share second place with the RB25 DT. And yeah, so that's that. The S15 Silvia, genuine sports coupe, revvy engine, great sound, great handling, and it's just brilliant. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of these have either been in a crash or have been heavily modified, which makes finding examples like these really hard. And since it will be eligible to export to the US in a year or so, we wanted to ask you a question, because as I'm sure you know, we are preparing a lot of cool R34 Skylines for you to buy starting from later this year. Now, we also would like to ask your opinion about the S15. Would you be interested in getting one of these? And yeah, so you can just email us, text us, leave a comment under the video, and just let us know if you would be willing to buy one of these, and if you are able to wait just a little bit longer, we might be able to find you something. So yeah, let us know. We look forward to hearing from you, and that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.